Hi, for those who don't know me, my name is Kinley Schmidt. I'm an elementary education major. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are. I'm currently volunteering in an elementary school that has about 78% English language learners, the entire population of the school. It's Meadowlark Elementary. And I'm currently in the kindergarten classroom. So I've decided that it's kind of difficult to determine if the children in my class, there's 4 to 5 ELL like learners in my class, determine if they're struggling with things like reading, writing, speaking because they are ELL students, or just the fact that they're 5 years old and in kindergarten. I've worked in many classrooms at this point in the kindergarten age, and they're having the same issues as most English natives are in kindergarten. So that was kind of difficult to determine. But I have a few examples. One, I think discussed in the discussion post previous to this, where I have a little boy. He's Somalian, and English is his second language. And he also kind of has some learning disabilities. So this could be a factor in this, not just the fact that he is not an English native like learner. But he really struggles with coming up with full sentences. He mostly just points at things and just kind of tells you like that, this, need, help. He really likes going to the bathroom. He really plays in the bathroom, so he says bathroom a lot. So if he actually needs to use the restroom, he just says like bathroom, bathroom. He doesn't ever conversate in full sentences, and he struggles a lot with writing. His like handwriting is pretty rough even for a 5-year-old like kindergartner, like worse than a kindergartner normally is, and he struggles to put full sentences together. So there's that one example. Another example is one of my Spanish speaking natives, and his name is David. He's an excellent student. He does well. He works really hard, but he definitely gets very timid when I'm around talking to him because he knows that I don't speak Spanish, whereas his teacher does and his teacher aide does. And so if he ever struggles and he ends up speaking in Spanish to them, they respond kind of in what I would consider Spanglish because it's half English, half Spanish. But one time I was talking to him and we were discussing what he wanted to write for a sentence. And he looked at me and he said, I like monster trucks. And I was like, that's great. And so we were like, let's write that out. And he started speaking to me in more of a broken English. He did well, but he was still struggling a little bit with like determiners like the, and he would just skip over those words. But overall, he does a really great job, like writing and speaking. And I kind of know very, very minimal Spanish. I took Spanish in like all through high school. And so I could kind of conversate with him a little bit in what I would also consider Spanglish. But yeah, he just struggles with determiners. Other than that, he does really well. And then another student, her name is Isabella, and she has really taken a liking to me because there's actually not a lot of girls in her class, and there's a male teacher, so she really like wants to come to me and she wants to talk. And she wanted to play rock paper scissors one time, and so we played rock paper scissors, and then I asked her if like what her favorite games were, what were her interests. This was during recess, and she talked to me about princesses, and she also struggled with determiners. She'd said like pretty princess instead of princesses are pretty. And so those like conjunctions or determiners or those middle words, they all struggled with, I assume. And I think that was really interesting. But other than that, it's hard to tell if they're just struggling because they're English language learners or if they're just kindergarteners, and also the fact that their teachers speak Spanish and their teacher aides speak Spanish. Most of them are Spanish natives, and so they can conversate easily, and it kind of just goes over my head. So those are my examples. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.